you have prepared very well for your exams, you revised thoroughly, but suddenly on the day of the exam, you lose confidence. You feel stress and anxiety. There's no appetite. You have headache, stomach ache, etc. Then means you're suffering from exam fever. And this is very common. Why this happens? This examination fever mainly happens because you have not prepared thoroughly for the exam, so-called exams. All of us have exam anxiety. Little bit of nervousness, little bit of anxiety and all that is very natural. But if you develop stomach ache or lose motions or headache or cannot focus or you're losing confidence, then it means you have some issues with your examination techniques. So in this video, I'm going to talk about effective examination techniques. And if you keep some of these points in your mind, then I'm sure you'll be able to reduce the symptoms of exam fever. Now I've divided this into four parts. So before the exams, just one day before exams, then what you need to do. So just before exams, you already have revised. So it is the last day. Tomorrow is the exam. So today you revise the notes which you have already revised 3, 4, 5 times. Do not read any new topic so that you don't become anxious. Read the date, time, day, place of paper again so that you are not confused and you do not prepare for the wrong subject. Your ID proof and your candidate number, paper, or any such thing, please keep that identification paper in your bag. Prepare your bag properly so that these things you are not hunting next day morning. The telephone number, nowadays you have handphone and everything. Telephone number of the exam center, if you are going for board exam, also should be fed in your mobile. Also, prepare your other things like pens. You should have blue and black pens, two of each, which write properly. Usually in exams, you're not supposed to write with red pen, so no need of taking red pen, but you can always take blue, black, and green pens. Sharp pencils and erasers. Drawing instruments, your geometry box, which should have ruler, compass, protractor, set squares, etc. Anything you may need in exam, even though it is not a maths exam. Calculator, if it is allowed, you should take it. An accurate watch. So all these things you should prepare and just one night before, and so that in the morning you're not searching here and there preparing your bag. Now on the day of the exam, when you wake up and get ready for the school, then again what you should do, check for the things which you put the last night before, whether they are there in your bag properly. All the things are there. Just check one more time. It will take few seconds. Glance through. Everything is there. Now start for the examination center early. That day, do not be late for school. Early start for school so that you are not late for school and don't get anxious because of that. If you are delayed by any reason, call your teacher so that you are not tensed. Now, just before the start of the exam, you have reached the classroom, your teacher or invigilator has given you the sheets, and now she is giving the instructions. So, listen carefully. Listen to the invigilator. fill in any details such as the candidate number and examination number center when the invigilator tells you to do so. There may be some changes or special instructions which you are not expecting or some error. So therefore listening to invigilator is very, very important. Then after that, the invigilator has given you the question paper. So on the day now, you have received the question paper. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to read it carefully. Read the paper carefully. When I say carefully, you have to read the instructions, what is given on the top, because you may have prepared based on last year's exam papers, but sometimes instructions change. Last time there were 4 questions to be done, now there are only 3 to be done. So read the instructions given at the top carefully, how many questions to be done, and which section is compulsory and which is optional, all that. Make sure that you are having the correct exam paper. I have seen cases where students had the wrong, they were in the wrong room. So make sure you have that. Then when you're reading the question paper, spend around 5 to 10 times coolly, carefully, not start writing immediately. And what you need to do in that, the number of sections and questions you have to do, how much time you have to do them, then which questions are compulsory, which questions you have in choice section, and if you are asked to present your work in a particular way, so then you are supposed to do that. Sometimes they ask you to present in the equation form, or sometimes they ask you to present in the diagram form or in a flow chart form. But if you have not read the instruction carefully, then you are writing the text, long text. So again, that is not appropriate answer. So you have to read the instructions here carefully so that you can follow them properly. After you have done that, then comes read the questions carefully. Read the questions, because you may have some questions are very easy, so you see and you smile, so easy. Then some are medium difficulty, while some are really difficult. You feel that you can't do them. So when you are reading through the questions carefully, then you can either make your own code. For easy, you can put a tick. For medium, you can put a star. Difficult, you can put a cross or something like that. So compulsory question, no choice. So you have to then see choice question, then you can choose which one you want to do. After you have done that, then start writing. Start writing, doing the question paper. So up to here, you have spent around 10 minutes. When you start writing, start with the easy questions first. So there are 2 benefits of this. First, that you know it very well, so there is not much pressure on your mind. You can write them nicely. Second, that because you can write them nicely, you know their answers very well, then that good answer will leave a good impression on the examiner. So when he starts marking your paper, he will see the good answer in the beginning. Then you start doing a medium question, then not so good answer, or maybe slightly incomplete answer. So overall impression you create in the beginning will be very good. So therefore always start, do your best questions first, because that leaves you'll be able to do faster and gives a good impression. The most difficult question should be done in the end so that you're not wasting time trying to think. You follow the time management, follow the time schedule which you have divided time for each question, and according to that, you in the allotted time for the last question, which happens to be your most difficult question, try to write whatever you know. And it doesn't matter, it may be wrong, but write whatever you think may be the probable answer, because that is still better than not writing anything. Because if you have not written anything, examiner cannot give you any marks. But if you have written something which may make some sense, then he will give you some marks. So this is what. And of course, just now I was talking about the time management. So divide the time proportionately. Not that the first question you know very well, so you write thesis on that. You keep writing and writing and writing. You will still get the same marks. So if you have 5 questions and 3 hours question paper, so maybe half an hour for each question. So follow that time. Even if it was easy question, your best question, do not spend more time on that, because you need equal time for other questions also. So divide the time proportionately. Then you need to plan your answer and answer relevantly. Now, when we are writing more, it applies more in the long answers, long questions. So, take 2 minutes to plan your answer, structure it. What are the processes? What are the point subheadings? Are you going to draw a flow chart, or how you're going to show it? Plan your answer and answer relevantly. Read the question again and see what they're asking. Are they asking only how the process is done, or are they also asking why it is done? Or what is the importance of that? So, very important is not to write what all you know, but to write what is being asked. Even if the answer looks shorter, never mind. If your answer is relevant, you will definitely get better marks than whatever you know. You write everything there, and half of it may be relevant and half of it is irrelevant. Irrelevant answers irritate the examiner a lot. And then the last important point is leave time for checking your work. Checking the work. So you should, when you're planning your time, around 5 to 10 minutes, you should keep in hand for checking for seeing whether you have attempted all the questions, whether you have written the question number properly. Here again, when you're writing start writing, then again write question number clearly. Again, a very important point. Many times students forget that in a hurry, but it becomes very difficult for examiner and leaves very bad taste. So if you keep these points in mind, I am sure you will be able to score very good in exams. Good luck for your exams. Bye.